A live look at Acrisure Bounce House in the heart of beautiful Orlando, Florida. A Week 1 showdown with both teams hoping to start their season off on a high note. It's the North Carolina Tar Heels and the UCF Knights. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you, and Holly Rowe is down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
UCF has a unique stadium, the Acrisure Bounce House. Florida tries to get this going loud and proud in Orlando. It opened in 2007. Nearly 50,000 fans pack it in to make sure that is loud and crazy for the Golden Knights. Guys, back to you.
Appreciate that, Holly. And the Tar Heels ready to put toe to leather, and here we go. Deep in the end zone, it's Ashley. Slips through the line. He's got an alley. There he goes. Open it up. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point makes it 7-0. How about that for starting things with a bang? Opening kickoff and house that baby. What a job there. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Looking for space, it's Lewis. Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29. This conference has a history of getting wacky, and the last thing you need to do is get off to a slow start in ACC play.
And what does everybody talk about every year, right? Like conference games, how much they matter, the familiarity with everybody around you. You can only start this one time, so let's bring that energy, bring that momentum. Who wants to start the season off right?
Well, the ACC is a conference that feels like oftentimes it just goes down to the wire. And those games late in the season are the ones that really determine what happens. But you got to set yourself up for success, and it starts right here in the first conference game in the ACC for your team.
The earth is shaking. Bounce House living up to its name as UCF tries to get off the field. On the RPO, got him. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36. The Tar Heels come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Out wide right, it's York.
I love early in a game getting my quarterback in a rhythm. Coming out, short passes, easy completions. Now we're getting in a good spot.
And the Tar Heels can really attack on this second and short. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
New running back, same result. Like, it's pretty clear what they want to do on the offensive side of the football. They want to dominate the line of scrimmage. They want to run the football, whether it's the starter or now the backup. They're going to establish that ground game. It's what they do. It's who they are.
The Tar Heels have their offense in high gear. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And he'll go down, but he delivered the business end of his stiff arm to that defender on the way.
And, David, we know when you're playing on the road how important it is to try and steal momentum early and quiet the crowd. You gash the defense with a run like that to pick up a big first down, that'll do it. And that's really a tone setter, I think, for this offense. And you're sending a direct message to the opponent. We are going to be physical, and we're going to try to run this thing down your throat.
Yeah, and they got to...
Snags it, and he's open. Corralled and forced out of bounds. Mark it right at the 16-yard line, and man, are they in business.
Will, you're trailing into games. Someone's got to make a play. There's an accurate throw by the quarterback, and when you throw it accurately like that, you give your receiver an opportunity to advance the ball. Good, strong running. He's able to break a tackle, and that's an explosive play they need now as they're trying to tie this game up.
From the red zone, looking for a receiver. It's dropped after taking the hit.
Well, it was a good throw, it was a good route, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
They'll need a bunch on second down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Timed that hit perfectly to keep him from making the grab. It'll be third down.
And this has been a really good first drive, man. You talk about scripting the first however many plays. It's different for all the coordinators. Nice drive down the field. Now set up in a third down situation. Let's stay aggressive. Let's capitalize on this momentum and not try to kick these field goals because, you know, kicking field goals sometimes down the road can come back to bite you.
On third down, he drops to throw. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
You're not going to see that happen too often. The quarterback, man, he was licking his chops. He saw a big space in the middle of the field. He had his best receiver there ready to make a play, and he dropped it.
Timeout now called by the Tar Heels. That'll be their first. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. Now, wait just a second here. I don't see the kicker coming out. I think they're going to go for it here. Needs it here on fourth down. Looking to the end zone. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. Down in the end zone. The big play there, and the defense gets the stop. Bunch formation for these receivers. From the gun, it's Simon. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29.
Offenses, when they run these RPOs, they just want to be comfortable. The quarterback wants to make the read very easy, very clean. It's your job as a defense to kind of create some confusion, speed up that process any way you can.
They give it back to him. Hard running there. They'll snap it from the 39. First and 10. Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. Fresh set of downs going up top. Fires to the middle. Holds on. It's Simon. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36.
And to say he has trust in his running back catching the football is an understatement. I mean, there was 2 guys on him. Like, he was absolutely covered, but he still makes the play. And he does that a lot, man. He's a game breaker. He's a guy that can make big plays for this offense. If I'm the QB, though, I might be a little bit careful. If they got that many guys on him, I got to be safe with the football.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on second down. He wants to throw it. Out wide left, it's Huffman. Touchdown, Knights! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
And this offense has started the season off so good. 1-0 a week ago, right? Now building on it again. Great job putting points on the board. It's still the first half, but this unit looks dialed in.
And the extra point was good. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Fresh center downs going to the air. Fires quickly. He's down right there. Short gain on the grab.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
Ooh, and that was close for the offense. They try to go wide receiver screen. They're counting on that receiver beating that defender. Wasn't able to make him miss that time, but if I'm on offense, I'm going back to that play later.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. On the move. It's a game of first downs, and they've got one out to their own 37.
Really nice awareness that time by the quarterback. He knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up the first down. He's scrambling on that play, and there are a lot of guys out there that would slide, that would try to run out of bounds, protect themselves, but that was really tough what he did. He put his body on the line to go pick up that first.
Drops back on first down. Moving out to the right. Turns it on at midfield. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 48.
And I love the change in decision-making, right? That was a much better job. Last possession, tried to force it in there, threw the interception. This possession, it's not there. Take off and scramble. Great job. You got enough athletic ability to do that. Big 3rd down conversion by this offense.
Snap on first down, wants to throw. He's going to take off. Excellent pursuit by this defense as he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
You could clearly tell that he wanted to throw the football and he wanted to go through the air and make a big play. Defense does a great job corralling him, getting some pressure, and most importantly, getting him on the ground.
Second and long here. Left side, it's Warren. First catch of the season as this freshman tight end wastes no time getting involved.
I like this tight end. He does a really nice job on his route running. He's been beating man coverage. He can find the soft spots in the zones. You got to get him involved.
3rd and 7. From the gun, wants to pass. Rush right in his face. Bought a little time, lets it go. Makes the grab. We've reached the end of the period, and it's UCF holding the lead. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. They've got a first down here to open the period. Straight ahead, it's Lewis. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
Defense is about seeing it and pulling the trigger, and you could tell they pull the trigger so fast, get to the back, get them on the ground quickly.
They've got a solid drive working, but now looking at 2nd and 11. Rides to the back. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice gain before the defense is able to stop him. And the Tar Heels want to move quickly. Trying to slip through and pick it up. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line.
And I think that's exactly what we're going to need to see from this offense, man. Once the field starts to shrink, you get on this side of the field, you're down by 10 points, man. You need to put the ball in the end zone. Like, you're thinking touchdown, not field goal. And they really got to be physical, establish this run game, and do everything they can to get 7 on this drive.
Dropped immediately. He got nothing on first down.
What a great play by the linebacker. You talk about filling a hole. Defensive line does their jobs. He comes in the hole and says, sit down, sir.
Long way to go on 2nd down. The corners are walked up tight. Using his legs, it's Lewis. Couldn't fight his way out of his grasp.
And a lot of times the fit up front, you know, linebackers are fitting holes and that ball bounces and it's supposed to go somewhere. And sometimes it goes to a DB and the offense will get a W. Like, they'll get a win because you'll break a tackle. How about the tackle by that young fella? I know he likes to cover, but I love the way he comes up and makes the tackle.
The bounce house is rolling here on third down, trying to help UCF. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, he just flat dropped it. He had the ball and didn't look it all the way in, and it'll be fourth down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're third and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage, so everybody on the back.
Entering settings screen, you have 30 options. Menu narration option is set to off. Select Key narration volume set to 100. Subtitle scales the volume of the menu narration.
It's the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Field goal unit's not coming out here, guys. I think they're going to go ahead and go for it on fourth and long. Snaps it, and he has to have it. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. Desperately wanted to convert on fourth down, but couldn't do it.
That is just a play you have got to be able to come up with. They don't get bigger than that. Fourth down, you've got to make the catch. Whether it's a perfect throw or whether it's off of your body, you're good enough and you're athletic enough to haul that play, and you've got to make the play for your quarterback and your offense to keep that drive alive, and he's not able to come up with it.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. The Knights with a second and short to keep this drive moving. He's looking to pass. Throwing right. Swats it away.
And those corner routes, those quarterbacks need to throw the ball with some air and put it towards the sideline, away from the defender. You could tell a little bit maybe underthrown. The defender doing a good job sticking with the play, getting his hand on the football, and getting the deflection.
They're all over him. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Defense did a great job. Third and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Punt is on its way. Makes a nice grab at the 25. Looking everywhere for room to run, but really good coverage, and he'll step out of bounds. And so the Tar Heel offense makes its way onto the field to start the drive. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on fourth down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
They're going to go right back to him on first down.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, you know, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
He locked up and held on to bring him down.
Linebackers in today's football, obviously, guys have gotten smaller. They got to play in space more, cover fast guys out on the perimeter. But how about this linebacker coming downhill and making a physical tackle in the hole?
Drives inside. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs.
And I just love when guys know exactly where the sticks are. You could tell, ran with purpose, finished through the sticks, and got just enough for the first down.
And a nice job up front, too, right? Good communication. Everybody knew where they had to go, hat on a hat, work the double teams, and get some push.
Now they're going to throw it. Still looking to his right. He'll pull it down. He scrambled forward and got a few and turned that into a positive play.
Defense is all about creating negative plays, and he does a really good job at the quarterback spot of not taking sacks. Like, that's a great job. He wants to throw the football. The clock goes off, he takes off, and gets a positive gain.
On the run, fires downfield. Just not anywhere near good ball placement.
Oh, and you just feel kind of like that's a little bit of a missed opportunity. He had him open, and he just overshot it a little bit. Man, those sting.
They're looking at a 3rd down and short from the 33. From the gun, wants to pass. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence. This offense has failed on its previous 2 4th down attempts, but they need to keep this drive alive. Snaps it, and he has to have it. Makes a grab, past the marker. Dragged to the ground, but not before. He's converted the 4th down to keep the drive going. The metrics tell you so often, go ahead, go for it on 4th down, and it pays off there.
That just shows you the head coach's confidence in his quarterback to go out on a critical 4th down and execute.
Breaks into the open. Got the 1st down, and he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, UNC! On to attempt the try. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. They put together a 65-yard drive for the score. And he finished it with a scintillating 28-yarder to the house. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Makes a move. He's finally brought down after a big return that was almost a whole lot bigger. First play of this drive comes from the 35-yard line. Looking for room, it's Simon. They'll get the 1st down. It's spotted on the 49.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
It'll be a 1st down from the 49-yard line. Fresh set of downs going up top. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he did what he was coached to do, and he threw it away, but you can see he's frustrated with himself. He knows he's one of the fastest quarterbacks in the country, and I think he's wishing he had that play back, because he might have been able to take off and scramble, and who knows what could have happened for the offense.
They'll need a bunch on 2nd down. Wants to pass. Looking for a huge play. And he's got it inside the 25. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the 1st down. The Knights come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to throw on 1st. Unloads to the wideout. Great job to separate the ball from the receiver there.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Quarterback changing the play. Wants to go up top on second down. Fires to the wideout. Right on target this time. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game. The Knights line it up with a 1st and goal.
Here we go. Ready. Check. Flip. Where did he go?
Tough run here. It's Simon. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, UCF!
And he finds the end zone again. I tell you what, man, this guy's going to be a force. You look at this offense, they find different ways to get him the football, different ways to use him. 3 times now he's entered the end zone, and not even 2 full games yet. This dude's a playmaker.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. First play of this drive. Floats it out in space. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. North Carolina will call its 2nd timeout. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They're looking for an advantage to the right. And he tried to string out that run, but there was nowhere to turn it upfield, and he's forced out of bounds for a loss. The Tar Heels trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Back to pass on 2nd down. Oh, pressure's coming. Gets away, still looking. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Man, if I'm the offensive line, I got to do a better job initially protecting my quarterback. And then once he scrambles out of that pocket, he starts to go to the left, I got to stick with the play because then he gets whacked at the end of the play. And instead of helping my quarterback up, I got to make sure I protect him a lot better.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. They knock him down after the takeaway, and a big play for this defense. And maybe this guy was hoping somebody would bail him out, like a tuck rule or something.
Not going to be so lucky this time around. Give the defense credit. This pass rush is serious. It's real. And this quarterback is now going to have to play with a clock in his head that's going off just a little bit quicker. He's got to do a better job understanding when to get ready.
Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal. Timeout is called. They let it get down to 3 seconds before stopping the clock, and they'll have a chance to put points up before the break. This will be the last play of the quarter, and it's 1st and goal. They're changing things up, trying to get everyone set. Looking to throw. Lets it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Knights! Got it right in the heart of the end zone.
This offense looks like they're in a rhythm. Whatever they've been dialing up here in the first half, they've had a lot of success with. You saw it on that last drive here at the end of the 2nd quarter. Scoring a touchdown, they're going to be difficult to stop in the 2nd half, and the defense needs to start making adjustments.
And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Gentlemen, so much excitement around a brand new season, and we're excited to get you caught up on everything here in Week 1. We begin with the South Carolina Gamecocks taking on the number 7 team, the Oregon Ducks. And it's the Gamecocks able to pull off the upset by just a score. Going to be fun to see how this changes up the rankings.
North Carolina's offense comes onto the field ready to start the drive. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the 2nd half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the 2nd half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go.
Makes the catch down the right side. One big play and you go from a little backed up to threatening. It's 1st and 10 from the 40. Out of the gun to give to the back. Oh, he's got some space. He'll be stopped after picking up 5, and boy, did he lower those pads and keep those feet moving.
That's just a really nice job by the running back, making the first guy miss and going to get positive yards. This guy's got some wiggle, and you saw it on that play.
And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Just feeds the running back. Stopped right there.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It's starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the 3rd quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run, creating a negative play. They've got the opponent going backwards.
Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
They'll give him maybe 1 on the play. It's down to the 20.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Pulls and fires it complete to the right. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, North Carolina! Got to start cutting into this lead somewhere. Now the question, will they have enough time?
But that's step 1. You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step 1 accomplished.
And with the extra point, they trail by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And they closed the deal with a 20-yard pass for 6. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. He gets across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line before he's stopped right there. The Knights start this drive as the offense looks ready to go. They come out for the first time in this second half. The lead a little smaller than when they went to the locker room, and they'll try to answer here. He's got enough. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42, and now this offense is clicking.
I bet that running back's eyes got so big when he gets that handoff going to the right and he sees the huge holes. Yes, please.
The defense just didn't flow quickly enough. All of the blockers had leverage on their men.
And that defensive line has to get off the ball a little bit better, get some penetration to stop that outside run.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket, nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
2nd and long here. Using his legs, it's Simon. Turning it on! Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44.
This guy has been hard to bring down on this drive for the defense, and the D's lucky there because it was a DB that saved a touchdown. When he got into the second level, he put the Jets on. There were people in the stadium holding their breath thinking he might break it. But this defense up front, they've got to be able to slow him down a little bit.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He's going to change things up against this defensive look. Delayed handoff. It's Simon. And he's brought down after a short gain. 3rd and long, a lot of ground to cover. From the gun, wants to pass. Stepping to the right. Trying to make magic with his feet. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
Out wide left, it's Huffman. Made the catch, but nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and he stopped right at the line, and they'll turn it over on downs. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. They think there's room to run to the right here, and they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. A run for the quarterback. Runs through the tackle. There he goes. The 30. Wrestled out of bounds at the 26. A huge pickup on the ground.
And as a defensive guy, man, when you play a QB like this that will take off and run and has the speed to make you pay, it just limits what you can do. It limits the amount of coverages. It just makes you play a lot more hesitant. And you can see right there, man, the guy's got speed. Interested to see how this defense continues to attack this QB.
He stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Long way to go on 2nd down. They'll run him again. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17. The earth is shaking. Bounce House living up to its name as UCF tries to get off the field. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13.
And you see this so much in college football, man. Now, short yard situations, you give it to your QB, you get the extra blocker, and it's just really hard to stop, man, because he still is a thrower, and there's still that threat. But nice job being physical on the line of scrimmage by this offense.
Right side, it's York. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. The run inside. It's Beard. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the 1st down. So close to cashing it in for this offense. The big fullback's got it. Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the 3rd quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and UCF has the lead. This has been utter domination through 3 quarters, and the stats will back that up. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. DB's right up on the receiver. Nowhere to go.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on 3rd down.
If they can get it into the end zone here, they can really turn up the heat in this one. 3rd and goal. He's looking to throw. Firing to the right, complete. He stopped short of the goal line, couldn't find his way in, and it'll bring up 4th and goal.
And with that stop by this defense, now I think it's interesting because obviously the scoreboard, multiple possessions, what I need to accomplish. Do you kick it now because it's a long yardage 4th down situation, or do you say, nope, I'm going for the touchdown?
He is stopped short, and they'll turn it over on downs. Just a crushing blow at this point in the game.
And you had to. I mean, the offense had to be aggressive. You're down multiple scores. You needed to make something happen right now. You had to be aggressive. I think you had to go for it on that 4th down. Now, obviously, the game's looking like it might get out of hand.
Finds just enough space to create some breathing room. He's got it up to the 12.
They've got a lead here in the 4th quarter, and there's certainly still plenty of football to go, but this is where you'd love to control the flow of the game, right? You want to dictate everything to the defense, and you do that by running the football. That was a really nice run. This offensive line is firing off late. Looks like they're getting stronger as the game goes on, and that is a good sign for the offense.
That back had nowhere to go. The defensive line ate up the blocks, but how about the linebacker swarming in, coming in and making a great play on the ball carrier?
Finds his big tight end. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to 3rd down. You get them to those critical points. Now they get the 1st down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
Gliding to the right, still trying to make a play.
And this is the frustration in playing man-to-man coverage. All the guys on your defense are chasing their guys. They don't have vision on the quarterback, but he is such a good athlete. He notices it, he takes off, he chews up yards, and makes a big play.
Sells the run, looking to pass. Left side is Simon. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Changing the routes with his receivers. 2nd down, gonna throw it. Look out! And down he goes.
Well, a big key for this defense coming into this game was, could they impact this guy when he drops back to pass? We all know he's one of the fastest quarterbacks in all of college football. And they weren't sure, honestly, if they were even going to be able to get him to the ground. They just wanted him to get rid of the football earlier than he needed to. But that time, in the 2nd half, they come away with their 1st sack of the game, and that is going to be a big shot in the arm for this defense.
Complete downfield. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41.
Well, this defense has given up some big plays in this game so far, but they've got a lot of talent on that side of the football. Someone has to step up here, make a play, get a stop, and put their team in a position to win.
Unloads to the right. Williams open on the right side. He'll be stopped at the 6-yard line, but what a job picking up yardage after the catch. After that huge gain, now a chance to cash it in from just outside the 5. They'll go to the air. Just a little off. Incomplete.
And this offense shows right away on 1st down. They're willing to pass down here. Does this soften them up a little bit for the run here on 2nd down and goal?
After getting nothing, it's 2nd and goal from the 6. Finds his big tight end. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You've got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You've got to be aggressive, and you've got to make tackles.
As they come to the line on 3rd down, already 2 for 2 on this drive, going for the hat trick and the score. Setting up the screen. He'll be stopped right there. They threw it short of the goal line, and now they've got some ground to cover on 4th down. Timeout called here on defense, so they'll have a couple remaining in addition to the 2-minute stoppage to try to maximize time and get the football back. good right down the boulevard. And that will extend their lead even further.
And with that kick, man, it's a tall order for the other side. I mean, down 3 possessions. Like, this offense is going to have to get the ball and do something with it, and do it quickly if they want to get back in this football game.
North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on down. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
And we've already seen him make splash plays in this football game. He got the interception, the big pick earlier, now getting in the backfield, getting to the quarterback, and doing the most important thing. When you get there, get home, and get him on the ground. He's got a pick, and now he's got a sack.
2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. They'll need a bunch on second down. Calls his own number. Taken down.
And a running game can be really hard to stop when you got so many guys that can do some damage. And this defense is taking some licks. This QB's made him look silly a couple of times, but they're starting to adjust. Gotta like that play right there, getting to him and getting him on the ground.
You make up the game plan, and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. He'll pull it down and run. Tackle is made at the 25-yard line, and that'll bring up a 4th down. They're going to go from their own side to the line quickly. A big play here. And he's brought down, but he picks up the 1st down, and the gamble pays off. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off.
Well, you got to give this quarterback a ton of credit because he showed tremendous confidence on that throw. That wasn't just trying to throw to the sticks. That was being aggressive and throwing it down the field. Not a high percentage throw, but he had confidence in his guy to win one-on-one, and they keep the drive alive.
Fresh setter downs going to the air. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Nice run there to keep things moving before they force him out of bounds.
He does a good job of scrambling around and trying to make a play, but I tell you what, you don't want to take too many shots like that. Those big hits, oof. If you get up now, you dang sure going to feel them later.
Under pressure. He is brought down, but man, what a job to find some running room and move the chains.
And man, that is the hard part about playing defense nowadays. It's not the first.
And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
That's a play the defense needed, right? It's been a battle all game long. Here we are, it's late, everybody's tired. They've given up a few yards on this drive, but they come away with a huge sack.
They've got the play bottled up, fumble, it's out! He picks up the fumble, but they'll blow it dead right there. And remember, at this stage of the game, the only person who can advance a fumble for the offense is the fumbler.
Well, ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep 2 hands on the ball as well. And they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. Heaves it deep. Throw it toward the end zone. Picked off right at the goal line.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game, in the 4th quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what...
Had nowhere to go, couldn't get it out of the end zone. He'll take the safety. So after that safety, they'll kick it away from their own 20.
A lot of things had to happen for this offense to get back in the game, but how about the defense? The defense said, no, sir, we're going to end this one right now. Makes the big play, gets the safety. Not only do they score points, they get the football back, and the clock is on this side. The defense just ended this football game.
This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. The snap wants to start the drive with a pass. Here comes the heat. Avoids the pressure and gets away. Pressure's there and he gets rid of it. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and what is that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback.
Throws it deep. And here's the third interception of the night. Bringing it back. He's inside the 40. And he runs out of bounds with the interception, and that is how we'll finish off this game. It's really the most common type of upset we see every year. The home field advantage is so big, and especially when you have a ranked team come to town, they love to play spoiler.
Yes, and what needed to happen happened in this football game. Something good to happen early to get the belief and to get this crowd involved. And when the crowd gets involved, Jesse, it changes the game, and I think it had a lot to do with the outcome today.
I agree. I'll tell you, regardless whether this team is ranked or unranked, when their home crowd is like they were today,